In Tuamotus in Tahiti, there's a super unique island called Makatea. It is boat access only. There is no airstrip for planes. You have to sail to this unusual place, which to me is like the Wild West ghost town of the South Seas, with the added bonus of freshwater caves and beautiful rock climbing cliffs. Makatea is a raised atoll, which means it was originally a volcanic island. Then it was eroded into an atoll, and then by a rare fluke was lifted by tectonic forces 300 feet into the air. So now there are these gigantic cliffs surrounding the island with a flat plateau on top where the atoll's lagoon used to be. It's quite bizarre. Unlike the low-lying atolls of Tuamotus and the mountainous islands of the Societies, Makatea has its own unique geology, which is pretty appropriate as it stands between the archipelagos. Makatea is best known for the phosphate mine that was operated here from 1906 to 1966. All that remains are the rusty ruins of industrial machinery, rotting buildings being overtaken by nature. During that time, Makatea produced French Polynesia's largest export, phosphate, which was used as a fertilizer around the world. It was a huge industrial operation with cargo ships loading from a makeshift port. There was even the relic of a tiny train that was used to transport the phosphate to the port's entrance. Everywhere you look, there are ghosts of the past. Over 4,000 people lived on the island during the peak of the mining. Now there are around 60 people only. The greatest environmental impact by far isn't the rusting equipment, but rather the total alteration of the landscape. The phosphate mine was essentially guano from bird poop that accumulated in crevices and holes between the ancient coral limestone. This was excavated by hand shovel and wheelbarrow out of these holes and taken to the port. Pound by pound, 11 million tons of this stuff. What's left is a terrain that looks like a block of Swiss cheese, full of treacherous holes plummeting 30 feet or more, super dangerous, cheese-grated landscape that will take ages to be restored by natural erosion. Now the island is trying to recreate itself as an ecotourism destination. We drove along the beach on the island's west side to a phenomenal set of cliffs. It turns out that volcanic rock like basalt, present in the vast majority of oceanic islands, isn't great for rock climbing. However, the coral reefs that surrounded the atoll created very hard limestone rock, which is good for rock climbing. Look at these cliffs. It's hard to fathom that a living organism, the coral, actually created these massive cliffs underwater, which were then lifted by the movement of tectonic plates. It's insane. There is also another amazing feature created by this island's unique geology, some of the deepest freshwater caves in the Pacific. After the tropical heat outside, it's so refreshing to enter a cool, fresh water cave. The stalactites and stalagmites are beautiful, along with all the fascinating underwater formations. The mayor of the island, Julien, told us that a team of French spelunking specialists managed to lower an underwater camera hundreds of meters deep into the cave's crevice, proving the incredible depth of this mid-oceanic cave. We leave Makatea as we arrived, sailing away into an overnight passage. The essence of this remarkable place leaves us bewildered and refreshed. After crossing another 150 miles, we arrive in Tahiti, the queen of the Pacific, greeted by resident spinner dolphins that live in the bays between the reef passes. After a long transit from Tuamotus, we love this warm welcome, especially after visiting such an unusual island, which always feels like a strange dream.